Hey guys, and welcome back. Got a few hours to play a little bit some more with the fastback. Just last time I just kind of ran out of time. See if we can travel and advance a little bit further on this. So it's probably been I'd say about 2 weeks since the last video of me bringing this home and getting it to run on a squirt bottle, and see that at least the engine is in decent shape. So we can attest to that, and now I want to try to step a little further and see if we can get the fuel injection working and get it where it'll actually run on its own kind of thing. So I've gone to a VW show in between there. A couple of things that it was missing. One, it was missing the air cleaner. Not that that's that big of a deal, but it is special to the Type 3 fuel injected setup, so there is the correct air cleaner for it. And also located another module or ECU or computer, however you want to go call it, that right there. This one states on it that it is for 70 to 73. I don't know if that's true or not, and he's not sure if that is true or not. He actually gave it to me, and so that may or may not be helpful to us. The other one that was in here looks like somebody was in, and that's missing all the bracketry and stuff disconnected and pulled off the wall. So I have a feeling that this guy may have an issue. Let's see if we got same close part numbers. No. Let's see. 311. I don't know what that says. 021. 311 90S 021. That looks like that, and that's the same deal. That might work. So again, we don't know if that's even an issue yet, but we're gonna find out. And worst case scenario, I also picked up this, and this is pretty much for any 1600 that you want to add individual carbs to. So if we need to get rid of the fuel injection and then that does not work, this can go on there. And I do believe I have a set of carbs, or Brian has a set of carbs for it. If not, this will go on any 1600, so any dune buggy or anything can still run those same intakes. So I grabbed those just for the stash, if not. So give me a few minutes. We're going to go pop the distributor cap off. We're going to go look under there. There is another set of points for that fire the fuel injection, kind of like the points do for the distributor. Well, there's supposed to be another set down below, so maybe we'll look into that. Or before you even get that far, we'll pop an injector off, we'll put a test light across it, crank it, see if the light flashes or not, see if a signal is getting to the injectors. So I'd say we can probably fix this conglomeration of a battery setup, and we'll get rid of that and put that one in its place. It's got the terminals on the right side, and it should be a fairly fresh battery from the junkyard. 22 bucks with exchange, lifetime warranty. Keep bringing them back as long as you want. And that one, it's not even a year old. So let's get that in the cubby hole, and that'll be our cranker. Alright, so I got a test light on one of the plugs for the fuel injection, and the key's turned on. We'll go give her a crank and just see if we get any kind of signal. Alright, so something does go to the injector. That's a good sign. I'm still going to probably go look into the bottom of the distributor. We'll see how they look, but we may start advancing forward with chasing fuel lines and getting the fuel line system, the fuel system to pressure up, and we go from there. Get that cap off, and there's the wires coming for that position sensor. It's not position. The points that are down below that fire the fuel injection, but I think I'm going to leave well enough alone for now. Maybe we'll wait to pull the distributor and see if that needs to be addressing, because it is working, and want to make more work for ourselves, and we don't need it yet. I think for now I am going to take some time and just chase a bunch of these fuel lines and get them replaced, so that see if we can get fuel pressure up to where it needs to be. Right now it's just kind of peeing at it everywhere, so if we could remedy that, that may make it for a run condition. Let's go find out. I don't know if you can see or not. Hopefully you can. I'm up under the fuse box, and just want to tap off one of these for power, which it looks like we'll go for that red one on the end there. And hopefully I could run down, maybe find one that'll run the fuel pump. It's probably going to be a relay. That's the fuel pump, but it's still just timing out. Alright, so we're gonna have to go find the relay and jump across the relay. Is it that one right there? Yes, it is. It's that one right there. So we have to figure out which one of those puts power out to the fuel pump. Let's throw a test light on it and we'll fire it. What do you think if we put power right to that wire? It's either the input or the output. That's got it. So that one runs my pump all the time, so I don't have to worry about cycling the key. I can just jump to that wire and I'll have the pump running to fill pressure. Then I'm gonna go look and see where all the gas is pissing out and we'll start repairing leaks. I got the front wheel off and I think we're gonna go for that flex line right there. That one I believe is one of the culprits. All the other ones don't look wet. So again, I'm not trying to restore this, we're just trying to see if we can get it to run. So I'll start with that line and put a bit of fuel in it. We'll start pressurizing it up and see where it starts oozing out in other places. Get that line off of there. You see it just kind of dripping. I don't know if it's dripping because it's just almost out or because it's somewhat clogged. So I'm going to try to get in there. You, me, and an air gun. Give it a little back blast. I can't see it. You guys can see it better than I can. You guys want to grab that for me? Sounds like it's blowing right into the tank, no problem. Hopefully that was just out of fuel. I think it is. Alright, so I replaced 2 fuel lines under there and put a little bit of gas in it. So let's go and, what did we say? Red was the one. No, that's the... What did we want? So much traffic noise I can't hear it. Let's just see, we got gas squirting everywhere. That one's leaking right there, the injector. That one's pouring out. Alright. So we're gonna have to cut into them and put little pieces of hoses on them. Those 2 guys are Swiss cheese. And those 2 are too. So those are gonna be a little bit of a pain in the ass because you gotta cut those bezels off of the injectors to get some fuel line on there. Yeah, let's go look under the tank though. Let's see how that looks. It looks dry. Good. The other spot is from the... There's all the gas pissing out. What about the return lines? That one looks okay. That one's dripping though on the other side. Pretty much any one that has that cloth line on it has got an issue. The back one back in there, that one's gonna suck. Would have been easier just to put the car on the car trailer, I think, on the lift, instead of trying to work on the trailer. Alright, so I got the passenger side injectors out. Not much left. I was hoping I'd get enough of this material out, the bezel will kind of come off without having to cut it. I don't think so. Could probably use a whiz wheel. the Dremel whiz wheel, probably just cut right across that. Doesn't want to dig into the plastic much. Let's try that. Let's try cutting it. Guess we should get the gas out of it first, though, huh? Let's make some noise. Time for some dissection. Right there. Think that's enough? Turning at least, because the hard part's gonna be getting down to that part of it, you know. I think that'll go. Not just for cutting wires anymore. Yeah, I think we're through. Keep bumping you. You guys are hovering too close. I know you want to see. There we go. I want to stick something down inside there and see if we dig up any. Maybe, is that full of tar, or is it? Yeah, that's going to be needing some cleaning. I don't know if these guys can come apart any further than that. So I'm going to work on cleaning up the inside of that too. Well, I got all 4 of those replaced. They're there, and there. And then the last one is going to be this line, goes up, around. Already popped the tire off. Through the wheel well. And then to that fuel filter right there. So we get rid of that one, and we'll try it one more time and see if all the wet stuff wants to stay inside. Pump's on. Circulating. I don't see any. Where does that go? I don't think that goes anywhere. We might be good. I'll plug the injectors in. We'll get set up. We'll see if she fires over. I had keys on. I got power just run to the fuel pump all the time. Whether that's going to be a good thing or not, I'm not sure. But I figure we'll just go give her a crank and see what we get before we try dumping any fuel in. See if it'll just start possibly on the fuel injection. I think we give it a little, let's go give it a little squirt. What do you think? Think it's just run on what I put in there, or maybe a fuel injection? I kind of think it's running off the fuel injection. Not all of them, but some. All right, give it one more shot and then we'll let it cool down and do a little homework. Yeah, let it cool down. I put some more gas in the tank just in case the tank's got an issue. I should probably hook up fuel. Oh. Pump's back on. The reason why I'm hooking the pump up because it only runs for 2 seconds when it cranks, so I kind of want to give it. Now I gotta let it cool down. Put a battery charger on it too. Alright, let's try it again. Battery's charged up a little bit. There was a wire off on this side of the ground for the injectors, so those two injectors may not have been working. But let's see. The fuel pump is not powered. I want to see what it does. It's not like it does anything, does it? Power it up. Okay. Now we got nothing. So pull the plug on it and we lost the signal going to the injectors. So we probably should do what I was supposed to do in the first place, which is pull that distributor, get to the lower set of points on it, clean them, and put them back together so that we are somewhat assured that at least that's putting a signal out telling it to go. I got the distributor out, and I don't know if you're going to gut from the top. We go from the side here. I would figure we have to go from the top. I'm going to open this little side port up and see if there's anything we can see. Oh, look at that. I'm going to go and And the microscope will go clean those up with little files and go check them out. But I didn't pull from the top. Don't know if they have a gap that you set. I don't see any adjustment on it, so probably not. Let's clean that, see if it helps. Yeah, I figure we're gonna throw a meter on it. See if we can kind of grab. Can we grab that middle one? I think we're on it. That one works. That one works. And yes, I screwed up. Not overload, open loop. I just said it wrong. I doubt that was it, but it's all back together. Let's give it a shot. I'm willing to bet we do not have a signal still. I would say probably something fuse wise, maybe let go. How would the light go again? It's right in front of me. I know it. I see it. I see that I can't see it, and it's right in front of me. You guys see it? So what's happening is, as I wiggle around on the wires over here on the computer, which look pretty crappy, you can actually hear stuff clicking on and off. Spark comes and goes away, so there's an issue right here. That's definitely an issue right there, huh? So I unplugged that controller, and it definitely has a case of the heebie-jeebies. The board itself looks like the contacts are kind of iffy, and then the fact that it was full of water at one time, I'm sure it didn't help things none. And then the plug's looking rather green on the end of the terminals too. So I'm gonna go take some time. We're gonna go clean that up, and then we'll go try this guy. This one looks a little bit better shape. We'll go clean that one and plug it in, and we'll see if that does gives a spark or injector. Maybe we want to call it injector spark injector signal. How's that? All right. So the other computer's in there and can turn the plug is clean. Let's see if nothing. Nothing. Alright, let's crack this thing open. Instead of bending some of the tabs over. Don't know if that's enough yet. Come on. That be enough? Yeah, look at that. Do you see anything burnt? See a little darkness in this area. Guess we can unscrew that whole thing, huh? I think I'm going to try cleaning up this surface. We'll plug it in, we'll leave it open, and try this one more time. Alright, let's plug back in, see what we get. you go. What do you say we try to put it in drive? Didn't like that, did it? Whoops. Well, that's a strange occurrence. Stuck in reverse. I put it back in park. I think the key's on. I don't know why I was loping like that. We'll have to look into it. Yeah, the key's on. Fuel pump's got power. Should fire over again. Revs out of it. We'll pull a plug wire off one at a time. We'll see what cylinders are good and not good. got the idle to turn down a little bit. That was loose too, so somebody was already in there. But yeah, it'll stop. Where do I want to go from here? I plugged one intake leak right here. It just doesn't sound like it wants to rev though, doesn't it? It's just no throttle response. When we put it in gear, it was kind of bouncing off of the idle. So I don't know if that's all getting controlled by that, or we just have a problem with the timing's way out. So I think I'm probably just going to throw a timing light on it and see where it is, and see if that can get dialed in a little. That distributor may be out of whack. It's hitting on the condenser right now against the side, and I have a feeling that's not the position it's supposed to be in, but it's the position it was in. The really doesn't look too bad. So that's top dead center on the flywheel, and that's the mark that you go with for timing it. The static we're talking about. And there's the rotor, and there's where the rotor is pointing at number 1 on there. The only thing is the condenser is running into the setup there. I don't know if possibly the condenser is supposed to be flipped over and maybe sit over here. I just don't know. So that's not the issue, but something else is causing it not to rev. Another thing I'll show you that I was kind of screwing around with. Okay, this switch is broken off, and so I tied it down. But it's a throttle position sensor, and it looks like just whenever you come off of idle, it would open a signal or close a signal. So that had a wire going from the coil. So this was plugged into there. Say it's plugged into there. And the other end, with a fuse, was plugged into the coil. So that's the wire I was kind of like connecting and disconnecting while I was running. I wanted to see if that made a difference to how it was responding, and I really didn't notice anything. So again, I don't even really know what it's for, other than it's supposed to probably send a signal back to something saying that you're on idle or not on idle. Or you guys are gonna watch me struggle with this, aren't you? One of you just can't grab that and hold it for me, can you? There we go. Alright, so that broke off of down there, or it was probably like, I would say like that, and then when you open the throttle, it comes off the button. That's a guess on my part. I'm not sure. I figure we're going to leave it open to the comments. A couple of guys wrote before some troubleshooting just for getting the fuel injection working, and check here for power, check this, check that. That was my next resort. I was going to go out there. If I couldn't get it to come back, I was going to go look that stuff up. But maybe I'll just let you guys help on this for the ones who know what possibly the issue is. Also, I'm kind of wondering if it's because it's automatic transmission, if it gets some kind of signal back from the trans telling stuff what to do also, and that may have been why it kept hunting on the throttle like that. But we'll see. Now it revs. Put it back on park. Goes in reverse. All right. Well guys, I think I'm to the point of the video where we're going to kind of wrap it down. It does seem like everything functions like it should for the most part. It's back to revving. I don't know why. It's not like I fixed something to cause that. It just seems like every time I let it cool off and I start it back up, it's getting a little bit better on its own. One of those little Christine stories, you know. So, transmission works. I think trying to get it into park is a little weird because the momentum of the wheels are still moving, so it does the clicking. You know, the pin doesn't want to drop in park. I tried putting it in neutral and quickly going into park, but still no avail. I think the tires just need to be sitting on the ground for that. But it's a good assessment. The trans does go in forward and reverse. It seems like it goes through the gears, and the engine's sounding better and better. Less and less blow by the more it runs. I hooked the air cleaner up just so it wouldn't suck in a bunch of crap, and I don't have the breather cap for there. But good enough as far as not trying to suck all the contaminants in. And that piece of crap computer actually works. Imagine that. All the rust and water stains in it, and it's still functioning. So something to be said, I guess, for that. That crappy VW fuel injection still working. I don't know what the future of this car is going to be yet. Again, until I get it on the lift and look at it for rust and all that kind of thing. Get a general look over. It's pretty rusty, but it's borderline whether it should come back or not, or we just put it in the hoard and keep an eye out for other vehicles that this one can save, or use another vehicle to save this one. It all depends on how that goes. And there's a couple of you guys that are watching that are the VW family who know I'm looking for parts, and this is what I'm looking for. So if you see other stuff that can bring this back, which is going to be basically that right front fender is probably the worst for rot, and a rear back bumper. Everything else is I can pretty much scab together metal wise. So with that, guys, I want to thank you all for kind of hanging out in the garage and doing some wrenching with me, and getting a little bit further on this one. I think this one actually, if we were to put the wheels on it and put it on the ground, probably yard drive. Don't know what has or brakes yet though. That's the next thing to look at. I am just out of time for today, so we're gonna go wrap her up. And again, thank you. See ya.